Hello and welcome to the very first episode of the Big Sip podcast. I'm super excited to have you guys here today. I've wanted a podcast for approximately forever. I love podcasts. I think they're super nice to listen to, especially on long car rides and stuff. And if you're from the Midwest like I am, you know that car rides are pretty much all we ever do. So, and if not, I hope you guys still like listening. It's going to be much longer than our usual 10-minute episodes. So, if you're not into that, it's okay. I won't be offended. But this is what this channel is now. I know it's a little bit different from what you guys were used to, which was seeing beautifully shot footage of me talking about tea, which I'm still going to do. Don't you worry. This channel is still going to be all about tea, but it's going to be a little bit different now. My beloved producer slash cameraman, Miles, has decided to gracefully step away from the Big Sip for a little bit. His workload was just really intense, which that's okay. We're both in college and he's got a job and he's got his own YouTube channel and all that good stuff. So I don't blame him in the slightest. I hope you guys don't either. Miles, if you're listening, I still love you. Don't worry. But he is still active on his YouTube and his Instagram and Facebook, which I will link in the description. So if you miss him just as much as I do, make sure to go check him out. He is a lovely artist. He does some really nice gospel music and singing on his YouTube channel. He's got an amazing voice. So if you're into that, make sure to go check it out. My Instagram and stuff will be linked in the description as usual. I don't know if you guys noticed, but our Instagram handle has changed. It is now Hey Teacups, just like Facebook is Hey Teacups. I figured it would make it way easier for you guys to find both accounts on Facebook and Instagram if they had the same handle. But the YouTube is still called The Big Sip. So now we're just a podcast. Now it's The Big Sip Podcast and I'm super excited. All of this is still really new to me, so if it sounds a little janky, sorry. If you have any recommendations on how to make this better for you guys, please let me know. I want to give the best listening experience to you guys. I did actually get a mic. I actually stole my sister's mic to make sure the audio sounded good. I know in like the last video it was a little janky. But now it should sound pretty nice. It's been quite an experience to get these kind of recorded and put it up for you guys. The first time I actually tried to record this, a literal tornado interrupted me. It was pretty crazy. I had to like throw my laptop and stuff and get down to the basement pretty quick. Don't worry, everyone's safe. No harm here, but I mean, still, it's a whole new experience for me, just like YouTube in general. So if you guys have any recommendations on like things I should do, if you have any ideas on how to format things a little bit better, let me know. I would love to know. Also, if you guys have any recommendations on what you want me to talk about, I am absolutely going to be needing those. I am still going to be talking about tea for obvious reasons, but also thrifting and sustainability and things like that, because those are both things that are really important to me. But like, what else do you guys want to listen about? You know, like, oh, I got some ghost stories. We can talk about ghost stories. We can do maybe like a little book club like once a month. I don't know. I need to start reading more. Abby got a library card recently, but turns out I get mail so infrequently that the only mail that I had that had my address on it was from like 2 years ago when I got accepted to college. So I don't have a library card like recently, but I do have some library books. Abby let me check some out with her. Right now I'm reading How to Hang a Witch by Mather. I don't know who that is. Also This Mortal Coil by Suvada. They're both sitting right next to me. I haven't read either of them yet, but if you have read either of them, let me know how they are. Can't wait to get into it. But I don't know, maybe we can have a little book club. I can do a little book recommendation like once a month, just like I do tea recommendations every week. Oh, speaking of that, the tea that I am drinking this evening is Soma green tea. It's ginger peach tea. I've sweetened it with about a teaspoon of organic honey, and I'm drinking it hot. It's very good. Soma's great. Abby used to work at Soma when she lived in Indiana. It's a Bloomington-based company because she used to not go to school at SIUE. She doesn't go to school anywhere now. She graduated, but Soma's great. They've got really awesome loose leaf tea like options. So if you're interested in trying some loose leaf teas, Soma definitely is a place to look at. Another really good place to buy tea is davidstea.com. They also have like tea tumblers and loose leaf tea infusers and things like that, as well as lots and lots and lots of teas to choose from. That like iced teacup that you guys saw in my last two videos, I guess maybe, oh no, yeah, just my last two videos. That's from David's Tea. It is so sparkly in the sunlight. It's freaking beautiful. And they had like a bunch of other cool stuff. They change them up every once in a while. Yeah, highly recommend David's Tea as well. Both of those are pretty sustainable brands. They've got excellent choices. They both ship very quickly and all over the US. So yeah, check those out. Anyway, what should we talk about? Oh, last week, 2 weeks ago? I don't know. It's obviously been a while since we posted because things have changed so much. But last time you guys saw me, I promised we'd talk about some thrifting. So why don't we talk about some thrifting today? So I guess we should talk about how I thrift. So if you guys don't know, I have been thrifting for about 4 years. I started as a junior in high school, really getting into it, and then I'm a sophomore now in college, not in high school. I'm a sophomore in college, so I've been thrifting about 4 years or so. About 80% of my closet is thrifted, even though it doesn't really look like it, which is awesome. The cool thing about thrifting is that it doesn't always have to be grandma clothes. Like when I started really getting into it, I was like, man, do I really want to dress like a grandma all the time? And honestly, the answer is yes. I do usually look like a grandma, I have to be honest. But that doesn't mean you also have to look like a grandma when you go thrifting. Alex, who is my younger sibling, they are non-binary, just as a side note. So if you hear me say they, it's because they use they, them pronouns. They are just one person. But Alex is my young prodigy who is starting to learn how to thrift to the extent I know how to thrift, which I'm still learning. But they don't usually dress like a grandma. They have a very trendy clothing style. They're very alternative, very punk. They are so hot. But a lot of their clothing is also thrifted. I'd say probably 60 to 75% of their closet is also thrifted over the past couple of years as well. You should check on our Instagram and you'll see, pictures of both of us on there. You can see kind of how I dress and how Alex dresses. But yeah, so thrifting doesn't have to be just old people clothes. The Goodwill that I go to here in Edwardsville, about once a season, they get a mass donation from Target of all the clothes from the season that didn't get sold. So that's pretty cool of them that they, try to recycle their clothing. So some of my clothes that are from Target are actually from Goodwill, which is pretty fun. I usually try to wait to buy things from Target until I see them in Goodwill because it makes it way easier to justify buying like a really trendy piece of clothing for me. But honestly, I like wearing old people clothing. Not because, I don't know, it kind of freaks me out that like it could be somebody's dead grandma's clothing. But honestly, that's okay because it's really cute. I have a lot of really interesting pieces that I haven't seen anywhere else from the thrift store, which is really cool. I like wearing a lot of like midi dresses that go like right past the knee. I like wearing maxi dresses that go all the way down to the ground because like, why not? I also like wearing overalls, and I wear leggings pretty much almost all of the time because I kind of hate jeans. I'm a plus size gal, what can I say? But I also wear all black. I don't know, maybe my fashion isn't as exciting as I thought it was. But I found some really interesting pieces, like I found a vintage St. Louis shirt. I guess it's not really vintage. It's from like the 90s. I don't know, is that considered vintage? Who knows? To me it is because I'm only 19. That's like 10 years before I was born. Who knows? Sorry to all of the people who are older than me that are listening to. I'm sure that you're like laughing your butts off right now. I'm talking about is the 90s vintage. But I also have some actual vintage clothing. I have a couple vintage denim jackets that are from, you know, the 70s, which I would consider vintage nowadays. Denim is pretty easy to thrift, actually, which is, I don't know, kind of surprising. But getting actual good denim is something that I think is really important because it lasts for freaking ever. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times that in like middle school I would get American Eagle jeans or like Old Navy jeans, and I would wear them for a year and they would split down the butt because the denim just isn't up to par, you know? But if you get like a real pair of like Levi's, it's going to last you forever. I don't know, maybe I should make like a little sit down one time and tell you guys what types of clothing you should be looking for. Not that I'm a pro by any means. I mean, you know, that's kind of a up to your own person ordeal. Like, if you like Old Navy jeans or you like Aeropostale jeans or American Eagle jeans, like, please go for it. Like, they look great on you, I'm sure. But personally, I like wearing actual denim because it lasts a billion years longer than that, like, spandex cotton denim. But if you don't. You know, I still wear leggings pretty much every day of my life, and I can get probably a year out of them before I have to get, like, a whole new stock. But they go well with, you know, everything. You can wear them under jeans when it gets cold here. And you can find leggings and stuff in thrift stores. I don't usually buy them because, I don't know, it's getting pretty close to, like, Cooch region, you know? It's for, like, the same reason I don't buy, like, underwear from a thrift store. But I have bought swimsuits from a thrift store, and those are freaking cute, which is arguably closer to Cooch region. But you never know. I wash them all real good. I also have really sensitive skin, though, so either way, I have to wash all my clothes, like, as soon as I buy them, even if they're fast fashion. But I don't know. Some people are freaked out by that. I also buy shoes from the thrift store, which people, like, my family does not get that. Alex also buys shoes from the thrift store, and I found some, like, gems. I have a pair of original Vans high tops that I wear, like, every day. They're falling apart at this point because they were already thrifted. My friend Casey thrifted them, then she wore them for a couple years, and then I took them from her. So, I mean, they've been to the moon and back for sure. I also have some Adidas that I thrifted. I wear those all the time. Alex has some Vans that are thrifted, a few pairs of Vans actually that are thrifted. But you can get all kinds of stuff in the shoe section. I feel like people don't think about brands. I have yet to find Docs that are thrifted. Doc Martens. I have one pair of Doc Martens. I wear them pretty much every day. As soon as it gets cold enough for boots, I'm in my Docs. I love them so much. They go so well with everything. They make me feel so hot. But I've heard that sometimes they're really easy to thrift. Maybe I should be waiting until, like, the winter season, and then I could buy all the Docs my eyes can see. But for now, I just have one pair. They're great. They're the same thing with, like, denim, you know? That real leather is just so nice. And the cool thing about Docs is that they actually melt the sole and, like, the shoe box, like the toe box, together. So, like, nothing's getting in there, man. Those are solid in the winter. And the rain. Those are my rain boots, too, so. But, yeah. So, thrifting is definitely, like, a well-practiced activity. I am obviously still learning. I feel like it's almost like a sport, you know? It just takes so long. And I've kind of developed a good eye. At least I think so. I think I've found some really interesting pieces that I haven't seen, like I mentioned. And Alex is getting very good at finding similar things. But it takes a while, you know? Like, when I would first go, I would spend maybe an hour, you know, normal shopping amount of time. Now when I go, it's like a day activity, man. We go for like 4 or 5 hours at a time. The easiest way that I found to kind of thrift and actually get everything is we go in, get a cart, and then just comb through the aisles and pick up everything that looks even mildly interesting, you know, like if it's a weird size, if it's a weird color, anything that, like, kind of catches my eye. I'm like, would I fit in that? You put it in the cart and then go try it on. Figure out what you like, what you don't like. If you don't like it, put it back where you found it. If you do like it, put it back in the cart, and then you do it again. And then you do the same thing and you're like, okay, this Hawaiian shirt is very similar to this Hawaiian shirt that I've already picked up. Which one do I like better? And then put it back. And then once you've kind of narrowed everything down, then go check out and then you're good to go. But especially with COVID, that's been way more difficult because you can't really try anything on, and you shouldn't be trying anything on. Even though COVID doesn't necessarily stick to clothing and stuff, it's still not super safe to be in and out of stores all that often. So I've been trying to minimize that as much as I can. And it's really helpful to know how to sew and alter stuff. I'm no seamstress for sure, but can I hand stitch? Yeah. Can I put darts in jeans to make them fit? Yeah. That's all you really need to know. If you know how to sew though, you could really make some really exciting pieces of clothing, honestly. Cutoffs, I can do that. You just need a pair of scissors and tweezers. But I don't know. I follow YouTube channels and stuff that help me learn how to thrift. If you want recommendations, let me know. I will give you all of my accounts that I follow and that I like. But a lot of them make their own clothing as well, which is really impressive. I don't know how people learn how to do that. I guess I do. I know kind of how to. My grandma's great. She knows how to make clothes. She makes aprons for us every Christmas and stuff, and that's pretty awesome. I like having aprons and stuff because I like to cook. So it's cool to have something that's handmade, but I don't know if she thrifts her fabric. She could. You can easily get scraps of fabric at a thrift store or just pick up dresses and stuff, big maxi dresses or muumuus that have really nice pattern but really weird shape, and you can make those into anything. You can just keep that as fabric for a new project. I've tried to make bags and stuff. I made a fanny pack one time. I wore it all the time, but I hand stitched it, so it kind of fell apart after a while. But I wear fanny packs a lot. Have I ever thrifted a fanny pack? I don't think I have. The two that I wear most often, those are from Target, I think, because I bought them before I started thrifting a lot. But I mean, honestly, a lot of colleges and other things, those give you fanny packs and stuff for free, because fanny packs aren't something that people usually buy because they're such a weird thing. They're so handy though, everything's just right where your hands are, and you don't have to risk it getting stolen unless somebody's coming, right for your crotch. You're gonna be dude, and then you're oh, JK, that's where my wallet is. But yeah, super handy if you're going to a farmer's market or something. Get a fanny pack. They might give you a fanny pack because farmer's markets are they have a plethora of free things, which is great. Free reusable bags, free samples. Man, just go to a farmer's market for lunch. You can get all the free samples. But yeah, so this is probably a little bit shorter than what future podcasts are going to be. I hope to kind of make them longer so they're a little bit more interesting to listen to. This one's my first one, so I'm kind of just testing things out, seeing how you guys like it. If you do like it, I'll make sure to make more. I mean, I want to make more anyway. I think this was really fun. It was very interesting to kind of learn about everything that goes behind the scenes. I'm going to have some guests soon, so you guys get to meet all of my friends and family, which will be really exciting. If you want to be a guest, send me a message, man. Send me an email. My email's always in the bio too, so if you have any or in the description. If you have any questions or concerns that you don't necessarily want to put on the interwebs, feel free to send me an email, thebigsipproductions@gmail.com. So yeah, if you want to be a guest, or if you have a fun story you'd want to share and you live really far away from me or something, yeah, put them in there. I would love to read them and let the people hear what you're talking about. Especially if we do a ghost stories episode, I'll let you guys know on Facebook and Instagram. But if you have ghost stories, you should DM them to me. Actually, you know what? I'll say it here, but I'm also going to make a post on Facebook and Instagram. If you guys have any ghost stories that you want me to read, send me an email. I would love to read them. Let the world know your spooky stories. I'll make sure to link my Gmail in the description. So send me an email with your ghost story and your name. It doesn't have to be your actual name. If you want to be anonymous, that's totally fine. Send me a really funny name. That'd be great. and I'll read them, and everyone can know your local story. We'll get a little spooky next week. So I will see you guys next time. I am super excited to see how this turns out. So stay safe. Happy sipping!